So I think our last speaker needs no introduction. Leonel Malacrida is an associate professor in the bioimaging unit at the Institute Pasteur of Montevideo and at the Universidad de la República. And he's going to, excuse me, wrap up our panel session and, sorry, talk about integrated bioimaging hub, a bioimaging node to promote intra and inter-regional cooperation.
Thank you very much, Claire. Thank you very much, Claire. Thank you very much for the previous speaker. It was really a very interesting session, very motivating and stimulating. Well, what I wanted to talk is a dream. It's a dream that with Alejandro Busquiazo, head of the protein crystallography and lab of molecular and structural biology, macrobiology, structural biology, and myself, who I am basically the head of the advanced bioimaging unit, and is to set up basically a bioimaging hub in order to share effort in establish this challenge and difficult in terms of supporting the growth of this area in the region. So just as I don't think that I have to introduce to the audience how important is bioimaging, but for the stakeholder, I think, and we are all sick of COVID, but for stakeholder, it's really easy to understand what you say. Well, the different scale are really important when you have an outbreak like COVID, and it means that you need to have all these capacities not in one place in the world. You need to have distributed across the world, otherwise you will struggle at some point or another. What we are trying to think is if we can have regional hubs for entry, middle level, and well coordinated with high level, I think basically climb this steep mountain will be much simpler. And this is what the aim of our work. The regional hub should be in Latin America the catalyst for interaction with high-end intra-regional and abroad on other continents. In particular, we think that the regional hubs are accelerator for the uptaking of QTNEC technology. It also be the place to train, staff and high-skilled staff for QTNEC technology, and is always serve as a place for the dissemination of what we can do in a hub for QTNEC technology. But it's also very important, as Sean showed today in the morning, how important is in establish the connection between industry and academia. And finally, I think it's really the way to go if we wanted to democratize state-of-the-art technology, because otherwise we will be always wasting and duplicating and expanding, exponentially the spend of money that we will need for feed all the different places for research infrastructure. So what we wanted to propose is an integrative bioimaging hub, and the reason for why at the Institute Pasteur is, well, Institute Pasteur of Montevideo was founded in 2006, and it's part of the international network of Institute Pasteur. And why Montevideo, Institute Pasteur Montevideo? Well, because behind the same roof, as I like to say, there is at least 8 to 10 different core facilities providing services of all these different capacities: animal transgenics, zebrafish aquarium, cell technologies, next generation sequencing, mass spectrometry, etc. And in this year, the direction of the Institute Pasteur it support the creation of this integrative bioimaging hub as the natural evolution of these two units: the protein crystallography unit, who is led by Alejandro Busquiazo, and the advanced bioimaging unit, who is led by myself. These two units are basically standing on a traditional crystallography approaches for discovery the shape of proteins, and the traditional optical microscopy and some advanced technique that we are developing. And what we wanted to do is basically strong the cooperation and bring to this place or fill in this place the gap between the new techniques for structural biology and the new technique for super resolution and bring all the scale from animals to molecules. So in that sense, this need to be coordinated with the local and regional, and in particular, I would like to highlight local interaction, regional interaction. I would like to highlight the case of CEBEM, so it's the Centro for Biología Estructural de Mercosur and Latin American Bioimaging. In the case of Alejandro, CNPM in Brazil and El Enano are a high-end cryo-EM place, and it has a memorandum of understanding with FAPERSI going on now for the size of the bioimaging. And also international cooperation. And this idea began with the work of Alejandro and myself in close connection with two European ERIC. And Sean and Angie was supporting us in performing and establish this project of the regional hub, but also Instrac, who is, for those of you who don't know, is another ERIC for structural biology. And we have set collaboration for optical microscopy and cryo-electron microscopy, and Alejandro now is in Jose Maria Carazo doing a sabbatical, trying to keep it up in the knowledge of cryo-electron microscopy. So what we have is now the protein crystallography unit and the advanced bioimaging unit. And what we propose to do is to put the two units together, the two teams together, in working in a new concept, which is the stabilization of the integrative bioimaging. And the reason for why we wanted to work together, because we have really a small community. So we really need to share effort. We really need to share knowledge. We really need to share experience in order to keep up these challenges. We wanted to basically train our staff for fill the gap in this technology that I mentioned. And in particular, we are now working in guaranteeing funding to acquire cryo-EM and super resolution instrumentation. With this kind of program, we believe that can be a model that can be reproduced across Latin America to basically promote the already alignment in strategic priority, minimizing duplication effort and saving money, and the coalescence of expertise in this kind of center, attracting talent. And I think this is also very, very important, accelerating the development of QTNEC technology and its application. And it can be, for sure, an interlocutor between Science and Technology Center and promote the science excellence. So the current status is, well, as I said before, with the support of Eurobioimage and Instrac, we have written a grant, a program who has not only in the center the technology, but also basically the promotion of the career of staff, and also how we can guarantee installation, but also the maintaining, which is always a problem for Latin America and also for the world. We have granted some grants, in particular from CCI, Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, support the UBA, and also some initiative from Alejandro for CEBEM. And also there is already a grant going on in CITES, and in building capacities, we have now under evaluation, and our fingers are still crossed, a grant who was prepared between many actors in the region, and the European partners, and Eurobioimage and Instrac again are supporting this, and we hope this will help us to building human capacities in terms of cryo-electron microscopy and super resolution techniques. For this call, we have the explicit endorsement of the Ministry of Education, which is in Uruguay, the minister in charge of science. And also we have strong support from Claudia and the Agencia Uruguaya de Cooperación Internacional. And we are trying to be innovative, creative in finding fundings for this initiative. So far, we still need to find this place, this funding, but we are absolutely convinced, and with the help of Claudia, and other actors in Uruguay, we will find a way to support this initiative. A good important news is the Institute Pasteur already allocate some money to buy sample preparation and data processing for cryo-EM, and this will help Alejandro to start work with the partners in Brazil and in Spain in this area. And right now we have a couple of grants that we have submitted to support the adoption of this technology. So to close my presentation, what I wanted to see is we envision that this regional hub may be an interlocutor for cooperation between entry-level, middle-level, and high-level research infrastructure in the region. And I hope this integrative bioimaging can help in cooperation internationally. So thank you very much to all of you, and I am really happy to welcome all of you to our little country. Thank you.